Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, for our second episode, we're diving deep into the pixelated past to uncover some of the most fascinating secrets and stories from the golden age of retro gaming. So grab your controller, blow into that cartridge, and let's get started. Let's kick things off with a code that every gamer worth their salt knows by heart. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. That's right, the legendary Konami Code. It made its first appearance way back in 1986 in the NES version of Gradius. The programmer, Kazuhisa Hashimoto, found the game too difficult to test, so he created this code to give himself a full set of power-ups. He forgot to remove it before the game shipped, and a legend was born. This simple sequence became a cultural phenomenon, popping up in dozens of other games, from Contra to Castlevania, often granting extra lives, secret modes, or other amazing cheats. It's even been referenced in movies and TV shows. How many of you have used it? Let me know in the comments. But the Konami Code wasn't the first secret hidden in a game. For that, we have to travel back even further, to 1980 and the Atari 2600 game, Adventure. At the time, Atari didn't give its developers credit for their work. One programmer, Warren Robinette, wasn't happy about that. So, he hid a secret message deep within the game. If you found a specific invisible pixel and brought it to a certain room, the text, created by Warren Robinette, would appear on screen. This is widely considered to be the very first video game Easter egg, a hidden treat left by the creators for dedicated players to find. It started a tradition that's still going strong today, with developers hiding all sorts of secrets in modern games. Now let's talk about a franchise that took the world by storm. Pokémon. We all know the name is short for pocket monsters. But did you know which monster was the very first one designed? It wasn't Pikachu, Charmander, or Bulbasaur. It was actually Raiden. You can see echoes of its design in some of the earliest concept art and even in the placeholder sprites used during the game's development. Raiden was the first Pokémon ever programmed into the game, which is why its index number is 001 in the internal data, even though it's number 112 in the Pokédex. A true original gangster of the Pokémon world. From catching monsters, let's move on to stacking blocks. I'm talking about Tetris, the game that's so addictive it should probably come with a warning label. This masterpiece of puzzle design was created in 1984, not in Japan or America, but in the Soviet Union by a scientist named Alexey Pajitnov. He developed it on an old computer called the Electronica 60 while working at the Soviet Academy of Sciences. The game was so captivating that it spread like wildfire among his colleagues. Its simple yet profound gameplay has made it one of the most timeless and best-selling video games of all time, ported to nearly every system imaginable. And when I say every system, I mean every system. People have played Tetris on calculators, watches, and even oscilloscopes. But the most epic game of Tetris ever played took place in Philadelphia back in 2014. For the city's Tech Week, they turned the north and south faces of the 29-story Cira Center skyscraper into two massive Tetris screens, using the building's built-in LED lights. Hundreds of people gathered to watch and play, using giant joysticks to control the falling Tetraminos. Can you imagine playing Tetris on a screen that's nearly 100,000 square feet? That's taking puzzle gaming to a whole new level. Next up, let's venture into the land of Hyrule. The original Legend of Zelda, released in 1986 for the NES, was revolutionary for so many reasons. It was a sprawling adventure that felt limitless at the time. But one of its most important innovations was something we take for granted today: the ability to save your game. Before Zelda, most console games made you start from the very beginning every single time you powered them on. But Zelda's golden cartridge contained a special chip with an internal battery, allowing players to save their progress and return to their epic quest later. This feature was crucial for a game of its size and scope, and it completely changed how console games could be designed. And what about the hero of that game? Why is he named Link? According to legendary creator Shigeru Miyamoto, The name has a specific meaning. In the early concepts for the game, the Triforce was supposed to be made of electronic chips linking the past and the future. The hero who traveled between these eras was the link between them. Miyamoto also explained that the name reflects the character's role in connecting the player to the game world. When you play as Link, you become the hero, and he is your direct link into the magical world of Hyrule. It's a simple but brilliant concept that makes the adventure feel that much more personal. Now, we can't talk about retro classics without mentioning the face of gaming himself, Mario. Super Mario Bros. Wasn't just a great game, it was a savior. In 1983, the video game market in North America completely crashed. A flood of low-quality games had destroyed consumer confidence, and many retailers were giving up on video games entirely. Then, in 1985, Nintendo released the NES with Super Mario Bros. As a pack-in title. The game's incredible design, tight controls, and vibrant world were a revelation. It was so good that it single-handedly revived the home console market and established Nintendo as the undisputed king of gaming for years to come. The industry as we know it today literally owes its existence to this one game. Finally, let's talk about Mario's arch-nemesis, the fearsome king of the Koopas, Bowser. With his spiky shell, horns, and fiery breath, he's one of the most iconic villains in history. But he wasn't always a turtle. Shigeru Miyamoto's original design for Bowser was actually based on an ox. He was inspired by the Ox King from the classic anime film Alakazam the Great. However, when animator Yoichi Kotabe was interpreting Miyamoto's sketches, he thought the character looked more like a turtle. Miyamoto loved the new interpretation, and together they refined the design into the Koopa King we all know and love to defeat. It's funny to imagine Mario facing off against a giant ox, isn't it? And that's a wrap on our trip down memory lane. It's amazing to see how these simple pixels and codes laid the foundation for the entire gaming world. What's your favorite retro gaming fact? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss our next episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.